Hi, this is Chris Morano. Here we are at the Hungry Ghost Bread Gardens, Clearpath Herbal Sister Gardens. I've spoken before about how all these plants in this garden are medicinals. I'm redoing this herb right here, Epimedium, because last time I did it, the traffic was so unbearably loud, nobody could hear the audio. So I bought a mic, and I'm going to be holding it closer, and hopefully it'll drown out the traffic that's going by incessantly. I thought coming in a Sunday morning would make things better, and with the Hungry Ghost Bread Bakery closed for cleaning and some renovations, that it would be quieter, but it's not at all. Sirens. The only thing that's not happening today is the construction. So here we are doing Epimedium again. This is the plant right here. I would love to have shown you this in full flower, but that was back in the late spring or even mid-spring. This is a Chinese plant, medicinal. It's grown as a ground cover all over the place. You probably, some of you may even know about it. There are some really great cultivar growers of this plant living out in eastern Massachusetts. It's very prized as a horticultural ground cover because it's resistant to drought, it's resistant to pests, it doesn't get eaten easily, it doesn't spread easily, it has beautiful flowers, and then the leaves wind up becoming very beautiful in the fall when they start turning color. And so that alone makes it a prized plant in the United States. However, in China, it is super valuable as medicine. Epimedium Grandiflorus is the scientific name. Some of its common names you may have heard of before. Horny goatweed, that's what it's famous for, as you'll see. It's also known as lustful sheepherder plant or rowdy lamb herb. So I think you're getting an idea of what this plant medicine is famous for. The medicine is the leaf, so you don't have to take its life to get it. You don't have to take it from the root. And it's a superstar. By the time I'm done talking about this, you're going to say, no, I can't believe it's doing that many things. But it's true. So first and foremost, Chinese would say that it is very nourishing and tonifying to the Chinese kidneys. Chinese kidneys encompass much more than just what the West thinks of the kidneys in the urinary system. It also encapsulates your deep core energy and vitality, what we might call our core reservoir. It has, the Chinese would say that it is the most responsible for the entirety of the endocrine system, especially the hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenals. So any plant that helps, or mushroom, that helps with nourishing that area, with filling that tank, is very, very useful. If you've heard of the word adaptogens, adaptogens are famous for this. Epimedium is not considered a true adaptogen, but I consider it adaptogenic. It's in the ballpark. There are two aspects to the Chinese idea of kidneys: the kidney yin and the kidney yang. The kidney yin is like this reservoir of deep elixir holding reservoir of vital strength. The kidney yang is kind of like the pilot light that's sitting on top of that reservoir, ever ready to give you the energy you need to send it wherever you need. And you want both to be operating, the kidney yin reservoir and that kidney yin flame, that pilot light. That's why the kidneys are called the foundation of both our water, that kidney yin, and our fire, that pilot light. So Epimedium helps both, particularly the kidney yang, or the pilot light, which has a big say over libido. So for both sexes, male, female, it is very, very useful for filling up that tank and giving you more strength to feel like you can do anything, including be horny, or horny goatweed, or get up and go and do what you want to do, you know. have that vigor. For male reproductive system, it goes on. It has a specific use, a specific effect that keeps the sinuses of the penis shaft from deflating. So the sinuses stay filled with blood, and you have a longer duration for an erection. So horny goatweed and epimedium is considered like an herbal Viagra. I wouldn't consider it as strong as Viagra or Viagra, but used in formulas. There's like pine pollen from the Scots pine in this country. Mixing them together would be invaluable. It's often mixed with Chinese adaptogens, stimulating and non-stimulating adaptogens like rhodiola, ashwagandha, which is not Chinese herb, it's an Indian herb. I use it with eleuthero, with ginseng. You want to be careful with people who are tending towards overstimulation. You need to also put in herbs that are more nourishing and fill into the tank, so the epimedium doesn't use it up and make the tank drop. So very useful in libido tonics and ED, erectile dysfunction protocols for men. For female reproductive, it's very, very marked estrogen modulating effect. Makes it very useful in menopausal and postmenopausal formulas. There's a lot of issues that postmenopausal women complain about, that they have lost the elasticity and the luster in their skin and their hair. Estrogen keeps you more pliant, moist, juicy, healthy feeling, and once that starts to deplete, the skin feels drier, complaints about vaginal dryness, hair brittleness, losing vigor, and epimedium is one of the herbs in a very popular herbal hormonal replacement formula for women in China who don't want to use pharmaceuticals. There's oftentimes an issue with people saying, yeah, but too much estrogen could lead to women having a higher rate of breast cancer for estrogen receptor sensitive cancers, and so you have to be careful there. Well, epimedium happens to be a modulator of estrogen, not just an increase agent. So it's being studied right now to see if it can actually be very useful in protocols for the treatment of estrogen-sensitive breast cancers. So they're alone, awesome, but its kidney, yin, yang, strengthening properties also extends to the elderly. It's considered an anti-aging herb. It's used very, very often in elderly formulas along with stimulating adaptogens like ginseng to help to strengthen vigor and life force. And you'll see how this extends to organ systems where you could say, oh yeah, that's anti-aging as well. So let's do that. For the nervous system, the epimedium, the medicine in epimedium is incredibly neuroregenerative. Maybe Sunday morning not the best time. I'm not sure if there's ever a good time to do this without noise. So back to the brain. Neuroprotective, neuroregenerative, increases memory capacity, long-term and short-term, increases cognitive acuity, focus into the night, later on in the day when you feel like your energy and your mind is starting to get tired. Epimedium helps you go that extra mile without burning you out. Also very useful in antidepressant and anti-anxiety formulas, especially depression. People using epimedium for 3 to 4 weeks straight show marked improvement in their mood on a level with any of the mood elevating pharmaceutical medications. And you know how many side effects they can have. So that's there, and that also becomes very useful in anti-aging formulas because the brain and the mind is the place that people are very concerned about. You don't want it to slip. Continuing on into the skeletal system, Epimedium has constituents in it that prevent bone loss and bone density loss. So very useful in osteopenia and osteoporosis protocols. Again, another issue that plagues the elderly, especially postmenopausal women. So another use for postmenopausal women, not only for estrogen strengthening, but also for bone strengthening, if it's also because of weak bones in general, either sex, doesn't matter. Trying to recover from surgery, from breaks and fractures. So very useful there. Continuing on into the lungs, strengthening for the lungs, deep medicine for asthmatics, especially asthmatics who are feeling weak and deficient. So used very often in Chinese lung strengthening protocols. Where else? Lymphimmune system, powerful progenitor of white blood cells from the marrow, also helping to proliferate white blood cells through the bloodstream, very useful for low white blood cell count, strengthens the immune system, also very useful in cancer prevention. I mentioned breast cancer, also lung cancer, and it has antiviral effects even towards tuberculosis. So lymphimmune system, male reproductive, female reproductive, Chinese kidneys, and the endocrine system, aging, lungs, musculoskeletal system. That's so much, it becomes superstar status as far as I'm concerned. So there's more I could say about this in detail. It's one of my favorite herbs to talk about in my Materia Medica classes, but that's all I'll say about that for now. And I'm going to take a closer look at the leaf, and then I'll say goodbye, and hopefully this will be a good replacement for the Epimedium segment that I did a couple of weeks ago that got totally drowned out. All right, take care, everybody.